The Call of the Starry Forest. In a small town by a quiet river lived a boy named Ethan. He loved listening to his grandfather Arthur's bedtime stories about magical forests where trees glowed like lanterns and animals could speak. One warm summer night, Ethan was sitting by the window, gazing at the stars. The night was dark, but the sky was filled with thousands of twinkling lights. Suddenly, he noticed a soft, golden glow drifting down from the sky. It floated above the dark forest at the edge of town, shining gently like it was calling to him. Ethan leaned closer and, to his surprise, heard a whisper. "Ethan, we need your help." He felt a little scared but also curious and brave. The next morning, he told his grandfather Arthur all about it. The old man nodded and said, "That must be the Starry Forest. They say only children with kind hearts can hear its call. But remember, Ethan, the journey is not easy." That night, Ethan could hardly sleep. He thought about the starry forest, the whisper, and his grandfather's words. His heart beat faster with the thought of an adventure. By morning, he had made up his mind. He packed a small backpack with a sandwich, a water bottle, and the silver star-shaped necklace his mom had given him. Then he set off toward the forest, ready for an adventure. The sun was just rising, casting long shadows as Ethan walked towards the unknown. Ethan, a curious boy with bright eyes, loved exploring. One sunny afternoon, he ventured into the Whispering Woods, a place filled with tall trees and hidden paths. The deeper he went, the quieter it became, until a soft voice whispered, "Hello there, little explorer." Ethan spun around, startled. There, peeking from behind a mossy log, was a beautiful fox with fur the color of autumn leaves. "My name is Luna," she said, her voice gentle and clear. "And you must be Ethan." Luna's tail swished sadly. "The forest is in trouble, Ethan. A dark shadow is stealing our light, making everything dim and dull. Soon, all the colors will fade away." "But why me?" Ethan asked, his voice small. Luna looked at him with wise eyes. "Because the ancient prophecy says only a pure heart, brave and true, can bring back the light. That heart is yours, Ethan." Together, they journeyed deeper, until they found an old, wise owl perched on a gnarled branch. "Welcome, Ethan," hooted Professor Hooten, his eyes twinkling. "Luna has told me of your quest." "To save the forest, you must pass 3 trials, Professor Hooten explained. The trial of courage, the trial of wisdom, and the trial of kindness. Only then will the light return." Their first challenge appeared soon after, a rickety wooden bridge swaying precariously over a deep ravine. "This is the trial of courage," Luna whispered, her voice a little shaky. Ethan took a deep breath, one step, then another. The bridge creaked and groaned, but Ethan kept his eyes fixed on the other side. He was scared, but he was brave. With a final, determined stride, he reached the other side. Luna cheered, her tail wagging. "You did it, Ethan. The first trial is complete." Next, they found themselves at the entrance of a winding stone maze, its walls tall and dark. "The trial of wisdom," Professor Hooten's voice echoed from above. "Follow the star-shaped stones." Ethan looked closely. Scattered along the path were small, glowing star-shaped stones. He pointed, and Luna nodded. Step by careful step, they followed the twinkling guides, deeper into the puzzle. But one day, a strange shadow began to fall over the trees. The bright green leaves turned dull, and the cheerful birdsong grew quiet. A chill wind whispered through the branches. Ethan, curious and a little bit scared, ventured deeper. Suddenly, a colossal, inky black raven, larger than any tree, swooped down, its eyes glowing an angry red. "I will take all the light," it croaked, its voice like grinding stones. Fear gripped Ethan, but then he remembered his grandfather's gentle voice. "Ethan," Grandfather had said, "even the darkest shadows can be brightened by a single act of kindness." Taking a deep breath, Ethan bravely held up his silver star necklace towards the menacing raven. It shimmered, catching the last bits of light in the darkening forest. The small star began to pulse with a soft, warm glow. It wasn't a bright, blinding light, but a gentle, comforting warmth that spread through the air. As the light touched the raven, its inky feathers began to change. The harsh red in its eyes softened, and its colossal form seemed to shrink, becoming less threatening. With a final, gentle shimmer, the giant black raven was gone. In its place, fluttering softly, was a beautiful, pure white dove, its eyes now shining with peace. The dove cooed softly, and as if by magic, the light returned to the whispering woods. The leaves regained their vibrant green, and a symphony of birdsong filled the air once more. Ethan smiled, his heart full of warmth. He knew that kindness, like his shining star, could always chase away the darkest shadows and bring light back into the world. The animals of the starry forest gathered around Ethan, their eyes sparkling with soft light. A gentle murmur of cheers filled the air, a quiet celebration of his journey. Luna, a wise old owl, perched on a mossy branch nearby. She smiled, her feathers shimmering in the soft light. "You have passed the trials, young Ethan," she hooted softly. "The starry forest will never forget you." Just then, Celeste, a beautiful white dove, descended from the sky. She perched gently on Ethan's shoulder, a symbol of peace and triumph. Ethan smiled, feeling a warmth spread through his heart, proud and happy. "It's time for me to go home," Ethan said, his voice filled with a mix of joy for his accomplishment and a touch of sadness to leave his new friends. As he began his walk back, the starry forest seemed to awaken even more. Every tree, every leaf, every flower glowed with a soft, ethereal light, guiding his way through the twilight. Soon he arrived back at his cozy cottage. His kind grandfather, Silas, was waiting for him by the fireplace, a warm smile on his face. Ethan eagerly recounted his entire adventure, from the challenging trials to the cheering animals and Luna's wise words. Silas listened intently, his eyes twinkling with understanding. When Ethan finished, Silas gently patted his hand. "You see, Ethan," he said, his voice soft and wise, "the greatest strength is not power or fighting. The greatest strength is kindness. Inside every heart is a light, and when we share it with others, the world around us becomes brighter." That night, as Ethan lay in bed, he looked out at the vast, dark sky. The stars twinkled more brightly than ever before, winking at him like old friends. With a peaceful smile, he closed his eyes, knowing that the starry forest was safe, protected by the kindness he had shown. And he knew, too, that new adventures would surely come another day. Soon, Ethan drifted off into a peaceful sleep, dreaming of starlit paths and friendly animal faces, his heart full of warmth and wonder.